Hi everybody, Claudia from the Wee Garden Homestead here. It is a new year and time to start a new project. So my goal for this year, if you saw my recap from last year, my goal for this year is to do 25 quilts in 25. I don't know if I'll make 25 quilts. I don't know that I'll be able to do that, but I'm going to give it a try, and I'm willing to bet that I can probably do at least 25 projects. They might not all be quilts, but I will do 25 projects. How's that? So it is the first, and I have a new quilt to start. Now this one is for a very special friend of mine. It is a young lady that I work with, and a couple years ago she was diagnosed with a very rare form of leukemia. She spent quite a few weeks in the hospital. I want to say it was over a month in the hospital before she came home, and she was doing chemo, and she went through a lot, and I made her a chemo quilt in 2023. And I'll see if I can pop a picture in of that so you can see it. So anyway, she is in remission. She is totally well. She was able to go back to nursing school, which was her goal. And she's graduating on the 9th. So I am making her a quilt for her nursing school graduation. I am just so proud of her. Just one of those people that you just, so proud, so proud. So I got a new Fabric Cafe 3-yard quilt book. This one is called Double Focus. So, and I am going to do this quilt for her right here in the middle, faceted. I'm going to do that pattern. And what I have for this is, now I got these on Etsy. I found them on Amazon too, but I've actually found them at a better price on Etsy, which surprised me. So I searched for nursing fabrics, and the name of this one is called Calling All Nurses. It's by Whistler Studios, and I got it in 2 colors. Put this down. I got it in 2 colors. So I got it in this black with blue. Sorry, it goes this way, with the heartbeat and the red hearts. And then I also got it in white with the gray graph, upside down, with the gray graph and the black heartbeats and the red hearts. And then I dug through my stash a little bit to find the third color, because these all take 3. So those 2 are going to be these big blocks here, and then the in between is going to be this red. And this is almost like a batik. This was in my Walmart stash builder haul, whatever you want to call it. And this was the red that I had that was the best match. I had other reds, but this was the best match. So this is what's going into that quilt. And I am going to get going today. Today is the 1st. I have 9 days to finish it. You won't see this until it's finished, but I'm going to get going with the cutting. Hopefully I'll get in there and get sewing today. And we're going to make a quilt for this wonderful young lady. Okay, so I am working with faceted, and this is a better picture for you to see. So I'm going to do, the background is number 2. The black is going to be this darker floral, so that's number 1, and then the white is going to be this lighter floral, so that's number 3. So I am going to get going on this. So from 1, I'm going to get cutting. I'll be back when I'm ready to sew. Seems like more than a yard. Oh, goodness. Okay, and this is directional, so I'm going to have to be careful. And I actually think I'm going to go iron. Okay, pretty sure I'm done here. That was a lot of cutting. I am so not used to following, I was going to say recipes. I'm not used to following recipes. I'm not used to following patterns. Although I did have somebody ask me a couple years ago when I was talking about a pattern, they said, well, what is a quilt pattern? And I said, well, it's kind of like a recipe. Looks like I cut something wrong here. Well, heck. Oh, no, they're just not lined up. Okay, so that's done. These are done. All this red is done. In different lengths and sizes. I'll sort that as I need it. All this black is done. Again, in different lengths and sizes. Okay. Time to start reading some directions. Not that the cutting directions weren't directions, but. All right, next step is going to the sewing machine. Whew. I'll take a break for a little bit first. Okay, all these blocks are put together. I drew the line on these blocks, so I knew where to sew. These go this way, these go this way. I just got to trim these and press them open. So these are what the blocks are going to look like that. And then it's time to put them together with the sashing in between. Pretty interesting. So that's what I'm working on next. All my blocks have been trimmed, pressed, and the rows are together with my sashing in between. I really like the way this is turning out. It's very cute. And then my next thing is to put on my sashing between the rows. I don't normally do it this way. I do it a little different. I actually will do this sashing. I'll do this sashing and this sashing, and then I'll put them together as blocks. So I've never done it this way, and I'm hoping that everything is right. So this is what it's going to look like. And then it gets sashing in between. I have to sort through these and find the right ones for sashing. But that's what I'm doing next. I'm going to go to the sewing machine. I'll be back to show you along the way. Okay, so we're at the end of day 2. January 2nd. Easy to keep count this month. So this is day 2. This top, the blocks and the sashing are all put together. Then it calls for, make sure this is all in frame, this border and this border, and then this border and this border. I'm going to do some measuring though, because I'm not sure I like that. I think that I would rather do a red border. Maybe there is a red. Oh, there is a red border. Oh, yay. I was thinking it just had 2 borders. Haha. Now I'm looking again. It does have a red border. Whew. Good, because I was thinking that was not going to look right. So, silly me. Silly. So, this is it for me today, though, because I've got to go to work. But it gets a red border, and then the black border, and then the white border. I mean, it's not perfect, but you get the idea. So that's going to look nice. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I'll be back tomorrow. Okay, so here we are, day 3, the end of day 3. I have the first border on. I had some chores to do this morning. I got a late start, and I've got to go to work in just a little bit. So that's it for me, day 3, January 3rd. We are looking good. Maybe tomorrow I'll get another border, maybe the other 2 borders on, and then on Sunday I'll be ready to make a sandwich. Hopefully. Cross your fingers. Alrighty, today is the end of day 4. Well, it's not really. I have to go to work, but for my quilting day, it's the end of day 4. Today is January 4th. So, I got this border and this border on, and I'm going to bind it in red. And I think I'm going to use gray with white polka dots on the back. So yeah, this is moving right along. This is I really like these 3-yard quilt patterns. Okay, so we're at the end of day 5. These quilts go together so fast. So if I'd had the time in one big bulk, I could have done the top in one day easily. And I did the quilt sandwich, the quilting, and the binding all in one day today. Sunday, I was off all day, and I just really got to it. So that's ready to finish and ready to go in the wash. And then I had extra scraps, and I decided I'm going to make a bag. So I usually use fat quarters. I like to use fat quarters for bags. And I have this big piece of the gray from the backing left. And this is half wide. Let me see if we can get this in frame. So this is the middle of a strip. So from here to here would be the width of a fat quarter. And this is folded in 4. So this is definitely big enough. And then I put together this little 4 patch. I'm going to use that on the front with this around it. And then I'll just use the gray for the rest of the outside and for the lining. And then I have this strip by width of fabric that I will just trim even. And that'll be the handles, the straps. So I'm going to get this put together real quick. Just realized that's upside down. It doesn't really matter because it's going to be like this on the bag. But I will get this whipped up tomorrow, the 6th. We will be done. I'll get the quilt in the wash and the dry, and we will be done. I need to deliver this on Thursday. This wonderful young lady is graduating on Thursday, so this needs to be finished by then. And what a nice gift bag, but a matching bag. And she can use this bag when she goes to work. She already has a job lined up, so she can use this bag to tote whatever she needs to work if she wants. So I'm going to get on this in the first thing in the morning, and I'll be back. Okay, so it is Tuesday morning. I didn't do a little snippet yesterday. I got this bag together, but I was running so close into my time that I had to get ready for work that I didn't do a little snippet about it. But I got this bag together. It's all together. And I'm going to bring you along for turning it right side out. So all I have to do is turn it right side out, sew up this little seam at the bottom of the lining, and I'll top stitch around the top just to keep it in shape. But other than that, this is finished. This is the exciting part. I just love turning bags. So I usually do these out of fat quarters. I like to use like a fat quarter pack like this one. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 fat quarters in there, and that is just perfect to make a bag with an outside pocket. That is just the perfect number to do a lined bag. So I think I'm going to cut this string here. That was where I skipped over to make that. Okay, so there's the front of the bag. So basically, I'm just going to push the lining in and down and make it nest up in the corners. And then I'll do the same over here. I love these for groceries. They carry so much. They're so tough. I have one the dog chewed almost all the way through. The new dog chewed almost all the way through the strap, and it still carries groceries just fine. So that's it right there. There's the straps. Oh yeah, this is going to be so cute. So I'm going to press this around the top here. I'll just take it and I'll work it. I'll work it flat like that, and I'll press it all the way around, and then I'll just do, I may do 2 rows of top stitching. I don't know. I'll do one and see how it looks and see how I feel. And then on the inside here, I'm going to, you know, if you're really picky, you could hand sew it, do an invisible stitch. I'm not. It's on the inside, on the bottom. I don't care. I'm going to press it so that these are folded under. My seam allowance was about a little over 1/4 of an inch. And then I'm just gonna stitch right on top, very close to the edge. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'll be back. Oh, and today is Tuesday, and I found out last night at work, I was talking to one of the other girls, and she said, no, the graduation's on Wednesday. So the graduation is actually tomorrow. But no worries, I'm gonna be finished, and I'm glad I was talking to her and asking her if she was going, because I would have gone on Thursday, and I would have missed it, and I would have been so disappointed. So I will be back with the full reveal, and yeah, I'm considering this very close to done, and I am just so excited about it. Okay, here it is. This quilt and this bag are both finished, and this is just the perfect size bag for this quilt. It's not stuffed in there, it's not overly filled, but it fills it up nicely. So, are you ready? Here it is. Here it is. I am so excited about this. I am just totally stoked. Look at that. Whew. All right. I'm going to get this up on the wall and do some pictures for you. If you'd like to know how I make the bags out of fat quarters, I use 5 fat quarters. It makes a nice pocket, a bag with a pocket on the outside. If you'd like to know how I do that, leave me a comment. Just let me know, hey, how do you make the bags? I'll do a video about it. They're super easy and super quick, and I love them. I use them at the grocery store. I use them for gift bags. I use them to, well, like this one, I use them to just tote things that I need to tote. If I go to a festival or the farmer's market, I can take them with me. They're lightweight, they're sturdy. I love them. So if you want to know how I make them, leave me a comment about that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hey, you know what? Leave me a comment about the quilt. Thanks so much for joining me. Thanks so much for joining me. I made these.